Okay, lesson 2.1, congruent figures. Let's define congruent. Congruent means the same size and the same shape. Another word for congruent is identical. Okay, so take a look at the two triangles here. These two triangles are identical. They have the same side lengths. They're the same shape and the same size. Therefore, these two triangles are congruent. So how can we identify congruent triangles and then other congruent shapes? So two figures are congruent when they are the same size and the same shape. So look at the triangles on the left, the green and the red. They are the same size and shape. The red one's tilted a little differently. Doesn't matter. They're still congruent because they are the same size and shape. Now look at the triangles on the right, the green and the blue. The blue one is smaller than the green one. So even though they are the same shape, they are not the same size, so they're not congruent. Okay, so remember that figures that have the same size and the same shape are called congruent figures. So the triangles below are congruent. So we're being told these are identical triangles. So let's look at the two triangles. Look at triangle ABC, and then there's triangle DEF. So look at the matching angles. If you look at angle B and look over to angle E, notice that curved line. That curved line on those angles means they are called corresponding angles. They are identical. Okay, so now look at the sides. They're called corresponding sides. So for example, side AC is corresponding with side DF. Okay, let's look at angle A. That would correspond with angle D. Angle C would correspond with angle F. And if you look at the other sides, we know that side AB corresponds with DE and side BC corresponds with side EF. And we'll practice this in class together. Okay, we are going to identify congruent figures. Notice all these little tick marks and curves. This tells us that these angles are corresponding and that these sides are corresponding. So we will practice this in class together, but if you just notice, like for example, angle B has that curved line, and if you go to angle E with the curved line, it means that they are corresponding angles and they are the same. Now, when all angles and all sides correspond, we know that the triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. Okay, we're just going to try a little one on our own. Which square is congruent to square A? So if you look at square A, all the sides are 8 units. So look at square B, all the sides are 9 units. And then you look at square C, and all the sides are 8 units. So because square A and square C have the same measurements of sides, they are the same size and they are the same shape because they are a square with side measurements of 8, so they are congruent. So even though square B is the same shape, it is not the same size, so it is not congruent. So square A and square C are congruent. And that concludes your first lesson for 2.1 on congruent figures.